As people enter old age, planning for their living arrangements and how to enjoy their remaining years is a natural consideration. Many parents believe that living close to their children is ideal, allowing them to stay connected with family, support their grandchildren, and maintain familiar bonds. This is often seen as the perfect model for a happy and meaningful old age. However, does this decision truly lead to a fulfilling life as expected? What if I told you that this choice might come with more challenges than you think? Would you be willing to see it from a different perspective? Based on numerous shared stories from online forums, senior communities, and sociological studies, an important reality has emerged. Living near one's children in old age is not always the best option. Many parents initially believed being close to their children would give them a sense of security and greater care. However, it often leads to awkward situations and emotional pressure, and even negatively impacts family relationships. Living near your children is not a matter of right or wrong. What truly matters is having a realistic perspective on your expectations. Instead of focusing solely on being close to your children for a sense of security, consider factors such as quality of life, independence, and how you want to enjoy your old age in the most meaningful way. Here are some reasons you should reconsider if you are considering living with your children in old age. The first concern: you may become a burden to your children. One of the greatest fears of aging parents is unintentionally becoming a burden on their children. In our younger years, we are independent, capable of taking care of ourselves, and even serve as a pillar of support for our children. However, aging brings inevitable changes as time passes, and whether we like it or not, we may need care and assistance from our children. At first, living close to one's children may seem perfect. Children may even welcome the idea, believing it will make it easier to care for their parents when needed. However, reality is rarely that simple. Over time, caring for elderly parents can become an invisible burden, causing stress and exhaustion for children, yet they may not openly express their struggles. I once read a story about a mother in her 70s who moved closer to her daughter's home to help care for her grandchild. At first, everything went smoothly. She was happy to assist with childcare and felt useful. However, over time, her health began to decline, and she gradually needed more help from her daughter. Simple tasks like grocery shopping, cleaning, and even medical appointments required her daughter's assistance. She shared her experience in a forum for seniors. I moved closer to my daughter to help her, to feel that I still had a meaningful role in her life. But gradually, I realized that I was the one who needed more help. I can see that she's getting busier and more exhausted, even though she has never complained. I don't want to become a burden, but now I feel stuck, unsure what to do. This situation is not uncommon. It's not that children don't love their parents, but when living close together, the line between care and responsibility can blur. Parents may unintentionally create a dependency, and no matter how much love there is, children still face both emotional and physical pressure. Therefore, before moving closer to your children, consider whether you can maintain your independence. If not, what seems like a way to strengthen family bonds could unintentionally become a hidden source of stress for both sides. The second concern: you may be at greater risk of isolation. It may sound paradoxical, but living close to your children does not always mean having a more connected life. If you do not actively build your social relationships, you may feel lonelier than ever. Many parents believe that moving closer to their children will help them stay connected and have someone to talk to and share their lives with. However, the reality is that children have their jobs, families, and responsibilities, and they may not always have time to be with their parents. If you do not cultivate your community, friendships, and personal activities, living near your children could shrink your world, making you more dependent on them while still feeling disconnected. I once read a story shared by a woman in her 70s. who left behind her close friends and familiar neighbors to move near her son. She believed being close to her family would prevent her from feeling lonely. However, just a few months after relocating, she realized her son was too busy with work and life. Instead of spending more time with him, she found herself alone most of the time, no longer attending social gatherings with friends or engaging in the activities she once loved. In a conversation she shared, "I thought I would be part of my son's life, but in reality, I feel lonelier than ever." And this highlights the fact that family connections cannot completely replace social relationships. Friends, neighbors, and personal activities are crucial in maintaining happiness, engagement, and a sense of purpose in life. The third concern: your children may not be ready to take care of you. Many parents believe living close to their children will provide security, making it easier to receive care and attention when needed. They assume that being near their children and grandchildren will strengthen family bonds while ensuring they have someone to look after them as their health declines. However, reality does not always align with these expectations. Today, adults face numerous pressures in life, from demanding jobs, raising children, and managing finances, to maintaining marriages and social relationships. They constantly strive to balance family responsibilities with personal obligations, leaving them with even less time. When parents move nearby, children may unintentionally feel pressured, believing they must dedicate more time to caring for their parents, even when they are not fully mentally, emotionally, or financially prepared. A woman once shared her unexpected experience when her mother moved closer to her home. "I love my mother, but I never anticipated how much responsibility would come with living near her. Every day, I have to set aside time to assist her, worry about her health, and still manage my job and family. Over time, it started affecting my marriage, leaving me constantly stressed and sometimes completely exhausted." This does not mean that children do not love or want to care for their parents. It simply means that they have their challenges to navigate. When parents live nearby, unspoken responsibilities can arise, and even if children do not voice their concerns, they may feel overwhelmed by the constant expectation to provide support. So before deciding to move closer to your children, ask yourself, are they ready? Do they have enough time and resources to balance their family, work, and caring for you? Maintaining a reasonable distance can foster a more comfortable and less stressful relationship between parents and children. The fourth concern: guilt and pressure on both sides. Living close to your children brings many emotional and psychological benefits, giving parents a sense of security and strengthening family bonds. It also allows children to provide care and attention when needed. However, this closeness can sometimes come with invisible pressures that unexpectedly affect both sides. When parents and children live near each other, the boundary between family affection and personal responsibility can become blurred. Parents may hesitate to ask for help, fearing they are burdening or disrupting their children's lives. Meanwhile, despite their love for their parents, children may feel pressured to always be available, juggling time between their families, careers, and personal responsibilities. A mother once shared that she felt guilty every time she had to ask her daughter for help, while her daughter, in turn, struggled with guilt for not being able to spend enough time with her mother. She confided, "I want to be with my mother more, but I can't always be there when she needs me between work, my own family, and daily responsibilities. I feel guilty for not helping enough. But at the same time, I'm exhausted from all the things I have to manage. This inner conflict makes me more stressed and irritable." These emotions are not uncommon. Parents may feel inconveniencing their children, while children may feel trapped between family obligations and personal responsibilities. Expectations from both sides can sometimes turn what should be a loving relationship into an emotional burden. On the other hand, maintaining a reasonable geographical distance can lead to a healthier, more natural relationship between parents and children. Instead of feeling obligated to see each other daily, visits and interactions will come from genuine desire, making both parties appreciate their time together even more. The fifth concern: you might miss out on new experiences. As people enter retirement, many assume that living close to their children is the ideal choice, offering emotional connection, security, and care when needed. They believe being surrounded by family will make old age warmer and more meaningful. However, not everyone follows this path. Some choose to embrace a different approach, seeking new experiences rather than focusing solely on their children and grandchildren. These individuals do not deny the importance of family, but they believe that old age should not be solely defined by responsibility and dependence. They choose to maintain their independence, explore new environments, build new friendships, pursue personal hobbies, and enjoy life in ways they never had the chance to when they were younger. Instead of dedicating their days to caring for grandchildren, they join clubs, participate in community activities, or even travel to broaden their perspectives. One man shared that he decided to start a new life in a different city instead of moving near his children. There, he made new friends and engaged in exciting activities, expanding his horizons and truly enjoying life. He said, "If I lived near my children, I would likely be confined to their routines, dependent on their family schedules. But now, I have a vibrant life filled with new daily experiences. When my children visit, they don't just see me healthy, they see me living a joyful, energetic life." The decision is not simply about whether to live close to your children. It's about finding the lifestyle that brings you the most happiness and meaning. Exploring new places, meeting new people, and experiencing new things can help you stay optimistic, independent, and full of life rather than centering your world solely around your children and grandchildren. The sixth concern: losing independence and personal identity. Living close to your children can offer many conveniences, especially when you need help with daily tasks. However, this also carries the risk of gradually losing your independence, something you may not even notice initially. When you live near your children, relying on them for small tasks like grocery shopping, transportation, paying bills, or home repairs becomes too easy. Initially, this might seem like a simple convenience. Still, over time, you may lose confidence in your ability to care for yourself and become more dependent on your children than necessary. Beyond that, this dependence can sometimes make you feel restricted in your personal decisions. You might hesitate to bother your children, yet, at the same time, you may no longer feel confident enough to handle tasks you once did effortlessly. Over time, you might lose control of your life, leading to a more passive and less flexible mindset. A man once shared that he began asking them for small favors after moving next to his son and daughter-in-law. At first, it was just occasional rides or assistance with shopping, but as time passed, he found himself relying on them more and more. This altered his daily habits and made him lose confidence in living independently. He admitted, "I didn't realize I was gradually losing myself. My life revolves entirely around my children, and I've forgotten what it feels like to be independent." On the other hand, when you maintain some physical distance from your children, you are naturally encouraged to take charge of your own life, staying active and self-sufficient. This helps keep your mind sharp and your body agile and contributes to a longer, healthier life while preserving your personal identity. Independence doesn't mean isolation. It's about maintaining a balanced life where you can fully enjoy your later years with confidence and autonomy. The seventh concern: the risk of straining relationships. Living close to your children is often seen as a way to strengthen family bonds, making it easier for parents and children to care for and support one another. However, geographical closeness does not always translate to harmony in relationships. When two generations live too close together, differences in lifestyle, habits, and perspectives become more apparent than ever. Parents, shaped by the values of an earlier generation, often hold on to traditional beliefs, while their children have adapted to a faster-paced, modern, and more independent lifestyle. These differences can lead to unspoken tensions in daily life, such as disagreements over how to raise grandchildren, financial decisions, or even minor issues like household organization and daily routines. At first, these disagreements may seem insignificant, but over time, they can build up, creating unnecessary stress within the family. Being too close can also lead parents to unintentionally interfere in their children's lives. Or, conversely, children may feel pressured to constantly check in on their parents, even when they don't have the time. This can result in frustration, a sense of control, or a growing burden of responsibility, ultimately making a once close relationship more strained. A mother once shared that she moved near her son, hoping to spend more quality time with him. However, things didn't go as she had expected. She confided, "Living near my son would give us more opportunities to talk and bond. But over time, I started feeling like an unwelcome guest. I had a habit of giving advice and reminding him about things, thinking I was helping. But instead, it only created tension between us." When parents and children live too close together, frequent interactions can lead to small but persistent conflicts, whether it's about parenting styles, daily routines, or personal decisions. Even when well-intended, advice or involvement can sometimes feel like interference, leading to feelings of control or a lack of personal space. On the other hand, maintaining a reasonable distance allows for more meaningful and fulfilling interactions. Visits become more special and intentional, rather than feeling like an obligation. Each person can live their own life without feeling burdened or intruded upon. This preserves both parties' independence and helps family relationships remain strong, warm, and stress-free over time. The eighth concern: this is your time to live for yourself. After years of dedicating yourself to family, raising children, and fulfilling responsibilities, this is the time to focus more on yourself. Old age should not revolve solely around your children. It is also an opportunity to enjoy life in your way, doing the things you've always wanted but never had the time for. Instead of structuring your later years around your children and grandchildren, ask yourself, what makes me happy? Are there dreams I have yet to fulfill? How do I want to spend this phase of my life? Maybe it's traveling to places you've always wanted to visit, joining community activities, pursuing a new hobby, or simply enjoying a peaceful and fulfilling lifestyle on your terms. One woman shared her bold decision after retiring. Instead of moving near her children, she started a new life in a peaceful coastal town filled with energy and excitement. She said, "For the first time in decades, I'm doing something for myself. I no longer worry about past responsibilities and can enjoy each day how I want to. When my children visit, they see me truly happy, the greatest gift I can give them." Living life on your terms does not mean distancing yourself from your children. Rather, it is a way to fully embrace life without being bound by long-standing responsibilities. When you are happy, independent, and fulfilled, your children will feel reassured and proud, knowing you are living a meaningful and enriching old age. Many parents believe that moving closer to their children will lead to a happier old age, but this is not always as ideal as it seems. Physical proximity does not guarantee a stronger family bond. In some cases, it can create unnecessary pressure for parents and children. Maintaining a reasonable distance does not mean being distant or indifferent. It allows both sides to have their own space, making relationships more natural and less stressful, and helping to avoid unnecessary conflicts. When free from obligations or a sense of duty, parents and children can truly enjoy their time together, more meaningfully and more fulfilling. What do you think about this? Would you prefer to live close to your children in old age, or do you value a more independent lifestyle? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to support the channel and help us continue bringing you more valuable content in the future.